Alrighty, folks, we have a huge announcement today made by Google on a new feature that it's going to be rolling out within Google Ads called the AI Max for search campaigns. Now, I'm going to go ahead and link this article below in the description so you guys could check it out and read it in detail, but I've pretty much read through it and have put together my personal thoughts and will share who I think this could potentially benefit, what type of advertisers could potentially benefit from testing it out, and also share what type of advertisers might want to hold back or pull back and not want to test just yet based off of the information that was provided in this article. This article also shares some advertisers that have already been through the beta of this new product and has shared and boasted some results that it's gotten from this new product that has just rolled out. So L'Oreal and My Connect have already tested it and they've gotten some results to share within this article. You can check it out in the description below. But in Google's words here, I'm going to just read how they describe it, and I'll take you through my personal thoughts and how I would describe it and share with you what I personally think and who I would recommend this potentially for and who I wouldn't recommend this for. So, AI Max for search campaigns is a comprehensive suite of targeting and creative enhancements that brings the best of Google AI to help take your search campaigns to the next level. It only is announced right now for search campaigns. That's why it's called AI Max for search campaigns. And essentially what it does, and I'm going to take you now to my Google Doc here, is it expands your reach beyond your current keyword list. It also automatically generates headlines and descriptions from your website or landing page. It also chooses landing pages dynamically for you where to send the traffic to. And it also pulls in queries that you're currently not targeting. What does this sound like? Well, if you have been running Google Ads for some time now, you might be familiar with a specific ad type called a dynamic search ad. Google is describing this to be very similar to a dynamic search ad. Because with dynamic search ads, you do not put in any keywords. You just put a URL in, and Google will then scan through the URL and basically try to contextually understand what's going on your website and pull out specific keywords and themes and try to match you to people looking for things that are related to the content on your website or landing page. So that matches the first bullet point to what's mentioned here. On top of that, it will automatically generate headlines and descriptions for your website or landing page. That's also an option, or not even an option. That's also something that DSAs do, or dynamic search ads. It will come up with the headlines for you. I think for the descriptions, you can, put your own, but within the AI Max, it looks like it's something that it will just create the ads directly for you. It will also choose the landing pages to send traffic to on your website, and will also pull in queries that you're not currently targeting, which is very similar to dynamic search ads. The interesting thing here is Google hasn't actually announced what it plans to do with dynamic search ads. My guess is there will probably be an announcement in the future that dynamic search ads are going to be sunsetted and AI Max for search ads is just going to be what it will become. So there's nothing yet on that, but essentially it's just a toggle switch, this AI Max, that you will just have to turn on your campaign. And the way that some other Google Ads experts have described it is like broad match on steroids. I think it takes it to another level because this, you're not inputting any keywords. Google's literally just scanning your website, looking for keywords that it thinks you're relevant to, and is going to go match you to it. But this takes it a little bit further because it pretty much takes away the control or the need for you to actually have to like write ads. It will write the ads for you based off of the content on your website, and will find keywords based off of the content on your website. So in a way, or not really in a way, definitely it's taking away the control of the advertiser, in that you can't be picking keywords, and you also can't be picking the URLs or the actual assets or headlines and descriptions that you want to put. It will pull it based off of what it knows about the user. Now, I think Google just wants us all to just jump on this bandwagon of, okay, well, here's the budget. Just go find whoever you think is going to be an ideal conversion for me based off of the information that you have on my website. Google wants us to trust it to be able to go out and find the right keywords for us, to write the right ads for us, to choose the right landing pages for us. And essentially, we're now in moving towards a keywordless future. This is keywordless completely. So I'll share more on my thoughts. I think you've already kind of had a little bit of a sneak peek into a little bit my thoughts based off of what I've shared so far. Let me share who I think this may benefit. I think it could potentially benefit e-commerce sites with large inventories. If you've got a website with tons of different SKUs, tons of different pages for Google to literally just pull from, and you have to have really, really good content so that Google can pull keywords from it in order to match you to users that have the intent to purchase from you. Who else could potentially benefit from it? Advertisers already succeeding with broad match and looking to scale. So ideally, if you're using broad match plus smart bidding and you're looking to really amplify that even more without having to expand your location targeting, then you could open it up more by turning on this AI Max and letting Google go out and find more people based off of the information that you've provided on your website or landing page. And that's also something else I wanted to mention too. Some PPC managers and experts have said that this is kind of like a fourth match type, because it takes broad match but takes it to another level, because now it's just going after things that it believes could be relevant to you based off of your landing pages or website. This is not, to me, anything super, super new or revolutionary, to be very honest, because we've already seen this with dynamic search ads. And I'm already getting a little bit of ahead of myself because I'm sharing my personal POV. I'll get into that a little later, but let's talk about who may potentially want to hold off on trying out this AI Max for search. Number one, companies with a very strict and creative compliance approval. If you have a very strict legal team, if you do not want Google to be writing your ads for you, and you don't want to lose the ability to have that control, this is definitely not something that you would want to toggle on. The second type of advertiser that might want to hold off would be advertisers with specific funnel flows or pinned assets. If you need assets in specific placements within your ads, you don't want to use this because Google won't give you control. And or if you have a specific funnel that you want to send your traffic to, like a landing page funnel, probably not going to be a good fit. And for a lot of people watching my videos, I know that I have a lot of small business, local business owners spending less than $15,000 a month watching my videos. This is probably not going to be the best fit for you, but I did want to still give my POV in case you were deciding whether it's something that you wanted to pursue. Anyone that wants to have strong control and transparency, this is not going to be the tool or product for you. to potentially try out. So let's get into my personal POV. I honestly think that it's just a new shiny object that Google's adding to, their automation tool stack AI, but it's not a magic bullet. Like I said, it is just, from how I understand it, to be a repackaged version of dynamic search ads, but now it's just taking the control of writing the ads for you. If you've ever had Google write your assets for you, or if you've ever seen Google's automatically created assets, or if you've ever used dynamic search ads, you see that the ads are very mediocre. And maybe it's potentially because the website or landing page that you're giving to Google is very mediocre in terms of content. But from what I've seen with what's Google created with the automatically created assets, I'm not impressed. But I'll also say this is not anything new in terms of what I've seen before. It's just has a new name, and it's a shiny object that Google reps are going to be trying to push more. It's just a toggle switch that you'll have to turn on within your settings. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be something that you're going to be automatically opted into as an advertiser if you are setting up a new Google Ads campaign. So it can unlock missed queries to drive incremental conversions, just like dynamic search ads. But it can also lead you down a path of major frustration with Google draining your budget. Google is looking for another way to capitalize and make more money from its advertisers. This seems like a very easy way to go about it because it's just about toggling on a switch. But yeah, I think that it's something that could potentially be beneficial for people in this space, whether it's e-commerce site with large inventory or any type of advertiser already succeeding with broad match and looking to scale. The other issue that I had with this is that the brands that Google has stated had great results from it. 31% lower cost per conversion, 2x higher conversion rate. We're L'Oreal and MyConnect. L'Oreal is a global leader in beauty, as you might or might not have heard, but they are spending multi-million dollars. And I don't know if this is just like L'Oreal US, L'Oreal, in some other country, but there's a lot of information that it's not providing here. What's their ad spend? Because if they're spending $5 million a day, I'm just making that up, but if they're spending, quite a bit of money, then that could potentially be, that's not going to be a good apples to apples comparison. If L'Oreal is spending $5 million a day and we have a local business that can only afford $100 a day in advertising, and they might want to consider this, and they see that, oh, L'Oreal had great performance, let me try this out. But it's L'Oreal. They have a lot of budget. So there is a lot of information that's missing here. And it's great. Yeah, you got a 31% lower cost per conversion. You had a 16% more leads. But we don't know, too, what percentage of those leads came from brand searches. Did you exclude brand searches? Is it just like Performance Max, where if you don't intentionally exclude your brand, it's just going to glorify your brand results within this campaign and make it look like you're actually performing well, but it's not? That's not being shared here. So we don't really know like how this thing is truly, has truly performed. And I know that's, coming from a skeptic, but I need to be skeptical because, when I work with clients, that's what they're paying me to do. When it comes to having a point of POV on these things, I need to be able to share my personal thoughts and whether I think it's something worthwhile and even testing out. I'll say, though, that if you don't fall within this range of, an e-commerce site already with a large inventory or an advertiser already succeeding with broad match and looking to scale your budgets even more and get even more leads, conversions, sales, whatever, you might want to proceed with caution, just hold off until they've revamped this in some other way, or maybe have something new to try out with it. Because this in itself and what it does, based off of what I've read in the article, is really limiting in terms of what you can do. It's pretty much Google saying, here, give me your credit card and your URLs. I'm just going to go find your ideal customers for you. If you don't have conversion tracking in place, you definitely don't want to be, testing this out. So I would say if you're a more mature advertiser falling in this space, it could be something to test. But yeah, if you're in here or you're spending significantly less, budget, then I would say even 15,000 a month. I would say just don't even try. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of my personal POV on the AI Max for search campaigns. If you have any thoughts or would like to, ask me any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I post videos about Google Ads every week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you.